Hey guys, welcome to you to see Madi. My name is Famaro Famzi for short, aka Niger Pekin. So we visited, an atmosphere school. I've uploaded a video where I talk to the children, an orientation organization. So I and the team came in to see the man, and the owner of the school we was on call, so I had to just take a moment to go just around to see a bit of the school, because when I came in the last time it wasn't this beautiful. Each year they tend to be bringing new things. So the children, it's close of school, we went there. That's where they pick the children for. So let's meet him. Hello, Mr. Uti. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, today we're here from You Too Can Make a Different Development Initiative. I've been here before, like some years back, and from there till now, I just visited, and I wanted to hear your story, because the other time I just came to speak in the school, but I couldn't hear your story. So would you do us the honors today to introduce yourself again formally and tell us your story? How did atmosphere happen?
Thank you very much. My name is Clement Uti. Well, talking about my story, it's kind of a complex story to explain, because I wouldn't know where to really start from. If you want to say a story with regards to atmosphere alone, yes, that could just be one. Everything together, but that could take a bit of time.
Yeah, well, I would want you to just paraphrase it, because I understand that, this atmosphere started from a dream of a lesson, extra morals. So I just want you to kick it up from there.
Atmosphere didn't start from an extramural. It was cadres back then that started from extramural, and then that genesis came to an end around 2007 when I left the country for United Kingdom, and then on arrival I was into chemistry with science in my first degree, which sometimes is known as biomedical science, and I wasn't really enjoying it, even though I graduated with 2-1. But I've always loved teaching in quotes education, and while I was on my final lap, especially when I was doing the project, I decided to further my education, and then where I went back to University of Greenwich to do my postgraduate in education, precisely in chemistry with science major. And in the course of the program, I had a series of leadings to set up a school, but then because of my stature then, I was in between two countries, whether to go to Jamaica or to come to Nigeria. Long story, I came down to Nigeria, and I came back to the town where Kedas then was, which is in Ughelli in the other states, precisely 2012, and that was when atmosphere started. Well, people often ask why the name atmosphere, and that's kind of a common now, but unique or peculiar in its own way. I got that inspiration while speaking to one of my landlords in London, Sister Gloria, who was then working in one of the banks, precisely Barclays Bank. And around that period of time, he wasn't in the UK, and I thought he was. Long story short, when I eventually met him, he told me he had been away, came down to Nigeria to see to see a family. And while we were talking, she did mention one thing about the atmosphere in Abuja, precisely different from the other cities that she visited. And every other thing she said after using the word atmosphere just never sank in. It was the word atmosphere that was just all over my mind. And then, of course, after the end of the conversation, I came back home, and then I started working on the name atmosphere, doing a bit of research to see if any company, any schools in and outside the country had registered the name. Yes, that was what led to Atmosphere International School back then, 2012.
All right. So how many years is it now?
2012, we're now in 2023, so we're looking at close to 11 years now.
Wow.
Or running to 11 years.
Wow. So what would you say to diasporas, people that have gone to school and that would seems you, because you came back, and since then we've seen a lot of people studying abroad, and those few of them that came back, they've been doing fantastically well. So what would you want to say to your other Nigerians in the diaspora?
Well, first thing first, I would want to say they need to understand themselves. They need to have their own dreams and goals and aspiration. If they feel they have that strong conviction that they need to come back home to set up any kind of business, of course I would say they should, but there are a lot of challenges here setting up a business in Nigeria. If they are single, maybe that could make it a little bit easier on them, but if they're married, I'm telling you, that could be a different kettle of fish. The environment and the policies around individual states in Nigeria sometimes might not really be in the best interest of those that have lived in advanced or developed countries. Some of the things that work there might not really work here. But I would advise that any kind of business that you want to go into, there is need for them to really know exactly what it is.
Totally true.
Yeah. And not banking on someone else's to oversee the business in their absence.
Okay.
I would say that might not really work. They've got to know it, and they've got to be on ground.
Okay.
They shouldn't expect immediate returns. It will take minimum of 5 years before they will break even. Well, but I would say that, yes.
That's very nice. So speaking of challenges, like you just said, so what are the few challenges that you faced, with atmosphere, opening atmosphere?
As a school, one of the challenges that I had was the availability of manpower, suitable manpower. Well, you might be saying, you might be forced to ask, are you saying that we haven't got qualified teachers in the country? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that though they are qualified, but they are inexperienced. Even those that have taught, they will say, they've taught in places 2-3 years. By the time you compare what the knowledge or your skills over there, why outside the country, with what they bring into the table, you discover that it's completely different kettle of fish. There are things that they are naive of. Take, for example, when engaging with parents and with kids, there are languages that teachers are not expected to
use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and to them they are normal thing, and over there they are absolutely unacceptable. So you coming to teach a grown-up, someone with a first class or second class or whatever the qualification he or she obtains from the university or the tertiary institution, correcting them on how things should be done as against what they are orthodoxically used to, becomes a challenge. And sometimes some of them, I feel that you are full of yourself, and they're why telling us to do things when this is how they traditionally used to have been there. So it becomes a conflict. So if you are not on ground, things might go south. So you have to ensure that you are on ground. And being on ground doesn't mean that you have to just physically be there. You have to be involved in every bit and every step all the way.
Okay, so if you want to say from since 2012 till now, how many students perhaps or workers that has passed through the school, or how many people do you have that has passed through the school, past and present? Like what's your statistics and your teachers?
When you say pass through, can you rephrase? I really need to know.
When I mean pass through, perhaps
those
like
that have graduated.
Those that have graduated, those that have changed, as in numbers, your statistics, for your students, all the students that have passed through this place? Are they 100, 200, 1,000?
There should be pastor should be
1
over
million.
4,000.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be over 4,000. Yes.
Okay. From that then till date.
Of course.
Yeah, accounting. That's nice. Then teachers.
Well, presently we have over 150 teachers or staff. Put it that way.
So for over the years of 12 years, we want to believe that you must have had, because we know, of course, some people will go and seek greener pasture somewhere, or perhaps got another
That should
job.
be over 200.
That should be over 200. Okay, so that's fair enough. Anyway, thank you for having us, and we want to say a very big thank you for granting us this opportunity to reach you, for you to talk, to tell your story, because I know there's a lot of people that will be looking up to starting up a business or something, or things like this, like school. This video perhaps will help them. And if people want to come and meet you, like to say benchmark or speak to you regarding opening of school, are you open to divulge some informations to them? Of course you'll be ready to do. All right, so guys, you've heard it. Thank you so much, very much. And I mean, I want to say I'm very, very impressed, because from the last time I came here, I can't remember, maybe 2015.
That was pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. Yeah, so that would be 2015 if I can remember that, or 2016, I can't remember. But the difference is, because then I don't think there was secondary school then.
No, we were just about starting.
They were just about starting, and now you've had secondary school, and you've graduated like almost 3 sets. I understand.
Yes. Yeah,
I understand. So for those of you that are outside the country and looking up to making a difference in your country, just know that you are first of all Nigerian anywhere you are, and we pray that please, you guys, those of you that have businesses that you want to do, or investments that you want to do in Nigeria, to better Nigeria and to create jobs, please endeavor to do this. So thank you very much, and this is me signing out. Famaro for You Too Can Make a Different Development Initiative, aka Naija Pikin. Thank you.
You've got to be different.